if you're someone who's trying to prevent premature graying of your hair, which is very normal for a lot of people, or you currently have gray hair and you want to know, can you reverse it? Well, you're in luck. Together, we're going to explore the root causes for why we develop gray hair to start, and we're going to discuss potential ways to reverse graying. I'm Dr. Ross Kopelman. I'm a hair transplant surgeon and a hair loss expert. We're going to be covering a lot on the topic of graying, so hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Through the course of our lives, our hair goes through cycles. We go from darker hair to gray hair to white hair. And this is the normal aging process. There's not necessarily anything wrong with going gray or going white. But many people want to reverse this process because gray hair and white hair is associated with old age. So let's try to figure out, are there solutions that you can implement to try to reverse graying of your hair? The first thing that I want you to have an appreciation for is where the color of our hair comes from. And we can credit that to melanocytes. These are cells found in hair follicles that produce melanin. It's the combination of eumelanin that produce brown and black and pheomelanin that produce red and blonde that ultimately determine the color of our hair. Now, it's important for you to understand that as we get older, we get a gradual decrease in the amount of pigment that's in our hair follicles. That means our hair goes from being its original color to graying and eventually white. And the reason for that is because melanocytes are not as active in the hair follicles. You're getting less melanin as a result. And as we discussed, melanin is a major reason for why you have pigment to start in your hair follicles. Not only is your hair color being impacted by a decrease in melanin production, but so is your hair texture. Your hair is more coarse, drier, and more likely to break as a result of having less melanin. And as we get older, we also have a decrease in sebum count. So a decrease in sebum count, as well as a decrease in melanin, lead to a structural change in your hair follicles that make your hair follicles more weak. Now let's discuss some of the other causes for why you might be graying. Genetics should absolutely be at the top of your list. If you have a parent who's started graying at a younger age, I would expect that you would also go through a similar cycle. And we also know that there's a specific gene for melanin for hair follicles, and that can be altered as we get older. The other thing that you have to consider is your ethnicity. If you're Caucasian or Asian, then I would expect that you would start to gray in your mid-30s. Whereas if you're someone of color, then you have higher melanin in your skin as well as in your hair follicles. And so your hair won't start to gray until your 40s. And then of course, we have to consider nutritional deficiencies, because if you are deficient in any of these, this might be contributing to why you're getting graying sooner than you should. If you're low in B12, folate, vitamin E, vitamin D, or copper, all of these could be causing oxidative stress if you don't have enough in your body, and could also explain why you have low production of melanin. Additionally, if you don't intake enough protein, that could also be contributing, because protein is a major contributor to the keratin structure of our hair follicles. If the keratin structure is weak, then your melanin production is also likely weak, and that could explain why you're graying sooner than you should be. Hair loss conditions as well could be contributing to why you're graying sooner. If you have a condition known as alopecia areata, where our own body attacks our hair follicles, this can lead to a depletion of melanocytes. If you have a condition known as telogen effluvium, it's usually associated with acute stress. This can also lead to a decrease in the amount of melanocytes, allowing there to be pigment in our hair follicles. And if you have androgenetic alopecia, which is the most common form of hair loss, it's usually associated with genetics, but when you get a miniaturization of the hair follicles, you just simply get less melanin present on our scalp to add pigment into our hair follicles. And then you should consider medical conditions like thyroid disease, vitiligo, pernicious anemia, where you would have a low vitamin B12 level. Or if you're someone who recently had cancer and you underwent chemotherapy, you might have temporary or permanent graying of your hair. And then we get to one of the major causes for why our hair is graying, and that is stress. So grandma was right when she said, don't stress because your hair is going to go white. She was correct. Now, for a long time, we thought that cortisol was the major contributor. But after a study was done in 2020 at Harvard, there's now a belief that norepinephrine that's released during the fight or flight response is causing damage to the melanocytes, thereby decreasing melanin production, thereby leading to a decrease in pigment, and ultimately leading us to gray. You now have a better appreciation for why our hair grays, and I wish I could tell you there was a magical pill that it could prevent you from graying or reversing the process. There isn't though. But there are different treatment options you can explore, and I think a combination of these will be helpful to slow down the process. The first thing I want you to do is make sure you're addressing any nutritional deficiencies. So if you have vitamin B12, vitamin E, D, iron, copper, folate, those have to be addressed. You need to make sure that you're also eating a diet with protein. These are important because these are antioxidants and they're also the building blocks for your hair follicles. And that's important because you want the process of melanocytosis to continue so you can produce melanin and therefore pigment for your hair. The next thing I want you to try to do is stress management because we know norepinephrine plays a role. So try to do things like yoga, exercise, mindfulness. This will help decrease the stress in your body and decrease the amount of norepinephrine that's being released, causing damage to the melanocytes. And if you happen to be a chronic smoker, you might not want to hear this, but smoking does contribute to oxidative stress to hair follicles. So if you can try to cut down on smoking, it will not only benefit your hair, but of course cardiovascularly, as well as for your lungs, it will have a major benefit. Now, if you're someone who's experiencing hair loss, addressing that hair loss with medications like minoxidil, finasteride, dutasteride, or organic hair loss solutions has an added benefit because you're also preventing the breakdown of melanocytes. You're slowing the process of graying of your hair. Now, unfortunately, I can't offer you a one-fit solution to solve the graying of your hair, but I am very excited about stem cells. I am very excited about genomics, and I believe with CRISPR potentially, we're gonna see major breakthroughs with the ability to reverse the graying of our hair. So it's gonna happen this century. You just have to be patient. Regardless, graying is a natural part of our aging process, and you should embrace it. And if you don't like to gray, you can always dye your hair. I hope that you found this entertaining and helpful. If you enjoyed what you watched, please hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will see you in the next one.